Gabor tells us why men find her so irresistible.
Is Zsa Zsa's got a cute little pooch.
I thought they were paying you more than they were paying me.
People love inexpensive jewelry, so we're going to talk with Carol Lee today about her jewelry.
And if you've got a pet at home that's making you cry and make your nose runny, we're going to tell you how you might be able to keep your pet even if you're allergic.
That's right. And speaking of pets, Zsa Zsa's got a cute little pooch she wants to introduce us to.
That little dog. Well, now, our next guest, as you know, has been pursued by some of the most famous men in the world. And today, Zsa Zsa is going to reveal her secret weapon for attracting men.
That's right. She says that the way you walk into the room, the way you make your entrance, makes men just look her way. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Zsa Zsa Gabor, Princess von Anhalt. Little one.
This is Pasha Effendi, his name. He's a Chinaman, he's a Shih Tzu. And he insisted to come with me to New York, and here I am.
Here you are.
So is that how you make the entrance? You carry a dog?
No, that's not how I make an entrance, but he's afraid. He's a shy dog. He was abused, and I got him about 8 months ago. Somebody kicked him in the jaw, and he had a broken jaw. And he's now a perfectly healthy young man with 8 babies, but he still wants to be babied, like all men do.
That's right.
Well, now that you brought up men.
How exciting. You see, that's why I get the men, because I love men.
Really?
I don't fight them, I don't want alimony, I love them, I cook for them, I make them secure. You have to be a mother, a girlfriend, a lover. That's when you can get a man.
But 9 husbands?
Only 8.
Only 8. Oh, but who's counting,
Where did we get that extra one from?
I told you what happened, the extra one. I married one, not married, but sort of thought I married a Spanish, the Duke of Alba, down in Mexico for about 1 hour. And then I decided I don't want him, so they still think I married him, but I didn't.
Now, what happened with you and Sinatra?
Oh, well, I don't like Sinatra. I don't
You called him a pig.
Did I?
Yeah, there was a quote that said you called him a pig and he's banging on your door and wanted to make love to you, and you said, get out of here, and then he wouldn't, so you made love with him to get rid of him, and you said you've hated him ever since.
She's telling my book. It's not quite like that. Sinatra was a friend of my husband, George Sanders, then. And George had to go to London, and Sinatra said, can I take you out for a party where we both went? And when he drove me home, my baby was about 4 years old, and we had a very good European nanny. And he says, I'm not leaving until you make love. I says, Frank, I am not in love with you. You're a wonderful singer, a wonderful guy, but why should I make love to you? He says, I don't leave the house until you make love with me. So I locked myself in my room, told my maid, gave Mr. Sinatra some headache pills. He must have a headache. Anyhow, the whole night he was knocking on my bedroom door. So I said, Frank, my daughter is 4 years old. She saw you. She was impressed with you, the nanny. This is ridiculous. Well, we couldn't get rid of him.
So?
So, I mean, in the morning, got rid of him. Before the child was in the bathtub, Elizabeth, my governor, said, what shall I do with Francesca? I says, put her in the bathtub, read her some books. So she says, a half hour, the whisker, but the child is mildewing in the bathtub. What shall we do? And Frank didn't want to leave. I said, Frank, you have children. You can't behave like it. He was a jerk, but he's not really a jerk. My sister loved him, had a big love affair with him years later, Ava. I don't know. I see him sometimes on parties. He was wild. He's not my favorite man, let's put it that way.
Now, you have been with a lot of men. You talked about this.
I have not been with a lot of men. I was married to, darling,
a lot of famous men?
My girlfriends, included Grace Kelly, had more men in 1 year than I'd all my life.
But you've been involved with some of the most incredible men.
Yeah, well, I'm a European girl. When I was 15, I married a Turkish ambassador. I was ambassador since 15. 17, I met Conrad Hilton. I married some very important men who married me, actually. George Sanders. I married very important men, and I was involved, of course, with them. They were my husbands.
How about JFK?
You both are so pretty, girls.
Thank
really
you.
Nice.
We're trying to be like you and make entrances and things.
Entrance. You don't make an entrance. You have to be simple. That's what you have to be. If you want a man, you're a friend. Simple. That entrance and those black laces and those big... Men want to sleep with those girls, but don't want to marry them. Don't forget.
Now, tell me about JFK. I heard you turned him down.
Well, no. I was here, madly in love with George Sanders, still married to Conrad Hilton, having a 3-month-old baby in New York. And somebody introduced him. George was in London playing one of his famous King Arthur parts in England. And he took me out for about 6 months. He was charming, wonderful, a gentleman. He only asked me once if I wanted to sleep with him. I said no, and he didn't ask again. And he was a good escort and a wonderful friend. And that was wonderful. So everybody in America says he slept with everybody. He slept with the women who wanted to sleep with him.
What about Richard Burton? Were you involved with him before Liz Taylor?
Every man that was involved with Liz was involved with me too before.
What? Boy, I bet you're good friends.
No, we are not friends.
Ooh, so what happens when you see her?
Well, she lives next door to me in Bel Air.
So
how
you don't borrow
convenient.
sugar?
No, as a matter of fact, when she moved to Bel Air, our mutual friend, Mrs. Whitney, said, Zsa Zsa, Elizabeth Whitney. I don't know if you know her from Palm Beach. Anyhow, she said, Zsa Zsa, little Liz, that she was a big Liz moving next to you, be nice to her. So I wrote her a little note, because we were both married to Hiltons, you know, we were in Lowe's. So I said, Liz, anytime you need anything, just come up to me and you can have it. She never answered, so screw her.
Whoa!
No, darling. Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Let me ask you this. When you know, sometimes when you're feisty, and you're feisty.
Of course I'm feisty. It was going to be a milk toast. I am Hungarian. My forefathers were Attila the Hun and Genghis Khan. My God, am I going to be a milk toast? God forbid.
Well, how do you deal with that when you get called the B word?
The what?
The B word.
I don't know what that means.
You know, that when they think you're like a witch, sort of.
A bitch.
Yeah.
That's the word.
That's the word.
No, they usually don't call me a bitch, actually. Except that policeman called me a bitch.
I didn't want to bring him up, but
No, let's not talk about him. It cost me too much money and aggravation.
yeah, that is the one you slap for people.
I never slapped him.
Oh, he said he used to slap.
slapped me. I mean, after the King trial, they say, he not only put me in handcuffs, he hated that I had a Rolls Royce, he hated that I had a diamond ring on. He also took my face, I did it twice to the hood of the car, kicked me. Yeah, but the Beverly Hills police cannot do wrong. They can kill you, and then they said self-defense.
Yeah. Tell us about Sean Connery.
Well, he is wonderful, divine, great. I wish I would have met him when I was a little girl. I would have been married to him all my life. He's wonderful.
Wait a minute. What about the other 8.5 guys?
You talk like me. Well, I would have missed much. You are right. It would have been a big mistake just to be married to one man. If you are very much in love, and if you are very lucky, and if you have a wonderful man, you really should stay with that same man. I never forget when I wanted to divorce Conrad Hilton. I was 20 and he was 65. And a very famous man in Hollywood said to me, Zsa Zsa, don't forget the grass is not green on the other side. And boy, was he right. They're all the same. Men are all the same, young, old. They all want a mother, a girlfriend, a lover, and forgives everything what they do, because they do everything they want. You know that. Am I right, guys? You can't stop a man.
Thank you so much. This
I
was
just want to
fun.
say one thing. That wonderful Mike Tyson, who I love, and when this thing happened with the police, he sent me a telegram. Come on my team, I want you to be one of my fighters. And I think that Mike Tyson got a very, very wrong rap.
Yeah.
He does not deserve it.
Okay.
You weren't involved with him, were you?
No.
Just a question.
Well, as we speak of sentencing,
Girls, you are very pretty. Nice
you.
to meet you both.
Thank you,
I have
Zsa Zsa.
been here on the show before with the 2 other ladies.
but we want you to come back to the show
I
again.
love to come
Yeah,
back.
more dish, more
All right.
gossip.
Listen, sentenced to hard labor, a Michigan cop was forced to patrol the streets when she was 8 months pregnant. We're going to find out why coming up next.
Why? Because it was a day.
Still ahead, First Ladies of Brap, Salt and Pepper take a chill and dish iced tea, ice cube, and vanilla ice. And make your old clothes sparkle without buying a stitch of clothing.